In this video, my friend Virus and I examine school systems from various countries and will discuss them from least efficient to most efficient. Let's get started. Before we start, let's insert this part into the video for the new viewers. Hi, my name I will use online is Kyltii.
And mine is Virus.
We started the movement for the rights of the future generations to improve the school system for good, wherever you live, because we all deserve to live to our fullest potential. To help us, watch this video to the end and share it with your friends. To help us even more, consider subscribing. These easy tasks can help promote this video and our channel to the YouTube algorithm. Thanks a ton for any support you can give us. Let's get on with the video. Hi everyone, Kyltii here. One more thing before we start is a minor disclaimer. Most of this is speculation. Virus and I are basing these reviews on recorded facts from credible sources and are stitching them together to describe the systems as well as possible. If we get certain stuff wrong in this video and it offends people from those countries, something I wouldn't be too surprised at, sorry. After all, Virus and I are American. What do you expect? Another small note is that we are trying to refrain from discussing political topics in these reviews, but we may cover some political stuff for context and more detail in the end.
Wait, hold on a second. I've got something to show you guys. Drum roll, please. It's a tier list. We are adding to this video to give some semi-accurate rankings that you guys in the comments can also have a say on. We love starting ultra-colossal controversial arguments.
Okay, now we can get to the video. The first country we will talk about is South Korea. South Korea has one of the least efficient school systems in the world. It sounds bold to claim that out of thin air, right? I mean, look at its average adult IQ score. It has the fourth highest average adult IQ, rounding to 107. Comparing that to, say, the United States, whose score rounds to 100, is pretty good. Plus, South Korea scores 6.06 on the Global Happiness Index, where a score of 10 is the best and a score of 0 is the worst. Comparing that again to the United States with a score of 6.73, and to the best performing country in the index, Finland, with a score of 7.74, that's not bad. At a glance, this is a good thing. A high average adult IQ and a decent happiness index should be admirable, right? But no. Their score isn't so good because they're good at teaching their kids efficiently. It's because they use Darwin's theory of natural selection to knock off dumb kids. By dumb kids, we mean the worst scoring ones, which never guarantees that the student is dumb. In other words, to simplify it, when you look at the suicide rate, everything becomes clear. South Korea has the 12th highest suicide rate in the world. Out of 100,000 people, 21.2 of them will end up dying by killing themselves. But 21.2 people out of 100,000 doesn't sound that bad, right? If you do the math, that is only 0.0212% of all deaths in the country. But let me tell you, this is way worse than that. The global suicide rate is 9 out of 100,000 people, or 0.009%. South Korea more than doubles that. Their suicide rate was also a 0.52% increase from last year, so it is getting worse. And to put the cherry on top, think about all the other ways you could possibly die, whether it's from heart disease, COVID, having a stroke, Alzheimer's or dementia, suffocation, blood loss, starvation, dehydration, a natural disaster, getting hit by a bus, getting squished by a falling satellite, getting attacked by a pack of Fortnite kids. There are way too many ways you could die and have such a high percentage of suicides if there's nothing wrong in that country. So what Virus and I believe is the biggest motive for all those suicides is school. South Korean schools force kids to work 13 hours a day. Imagine waking up at 7 a.m. begrudgingly getting ready for school in the next hour and getting there by 8 o'clock, only coming back home at around 4 p.m. continuing to do homework and being forced to study until around 8 p.m. That is purely insane. And let's talk about the parents. One of South Korean parents' biggest priorities with their children is getting good grades in school. Getting good grades being a priority doesn't sound too bad. It's like parents from most other countries will also prioritize it. But I mean, South Korean parents will prioritize their kids getting good grades over getting proper sleep hours, to our knowledge, and will also use it as an object in negotiating. Students are practically forced to be smart, otherwise they might choose to have a sad ending. To think we're complaining this much about a school system Virus and I don't even have to endure, that's when you know it's bad. Now let's discuss how this system can be improved. First, do not force students to study and pressure them into getting good grades. If they choose to quote-unquote destroy their future, that is their fault. Being forced to do something that we have such little motivation to do demotivates doing it even more. But a school's lack of motivation is a topic for another day.
Wow, that's just crazy. That is dystopian. Entire childhoods are spent studying for tests and exams. Out of any country with a national school system, this was an Olympic-level contender for the most dookiest one. I'm gonna rank this at a D tier. D for demotivating and depressing.
Anyway, that tangent has gone on for long enough. Let's move on to the next country. China houses over an eighth of the world's population, yet still manages to slack off when designing its school system. It is so similar to South Korea's system that discussing it again would be boring. Instead, let's just read this AI summary Google Gemini gave me. Describe China's school system for me in a short paragraph.
China's education system is known for its rigorous academic focus and emphasis on rote learning. It typically follows a 9-year compulsory education system, including 6 years of primary school and 3 years of middle school. High school is divided into academic and vocational tracks. The highly competitive Gaokao exam determines university admissions, exerting immense pressure on students. Disclaimer: this is a simplified overview.
Chinese schools seem like South Korean schools, but stronger. Although that's not saying very much. The words immense pressure and highly competitive just like I stopped listening at that point. Yeah, this school's gonna get a low C tier. A C for Cheems.
So yeah, that's about it. Next. Virus took a humorous approach for this section, so let's hear from him. Prepare yourselves.
Ah, good old America. The land of McDonald's and morbidly obese computer nerds. And the most common American stereotype is being stupid. The cause of this stupidity is currently debated. Maybe we're too self-centered. We might spend too much time watching skibbity toilet YouTube shorts on our phones. Or maybe, just maybe, it's our educational system. The American schools are, granted, better than many schools from around the world. But they're not the best, and there's still a lot of room for improvement, as there is with any of these. Except for the last one. Make sure to stay till the end. American schools started this movement in the first place, as Kyltii and I are from there, if you couldn't already tell by our yapping. The schools here start as fun little classes. Kids usually start preschool at 3 or 4, and kindergarten at 5, but it just goes downhill from there. As students get older, they're trusted with more homework and responsibilities.
But Virus, isn't that just a part of growing up?
Yes, inexplicable nerdy voice, it is. The real problem is what the students are taught. As American students get more work, they're taught perfectionism. The Americans are taught that if we don't ace every exam, homework, sheet, or pop quiz, then we are failures. Which is ironic, because they call us stupid when they aren't even using that word correctly. A failure is actually an event, not something a person can be. The whole school system here is entirely based on grades. Sometimes teacher will say, grades don't define who you are, but that's kind of hard to believe when the education system is just based around grades. They don't care about anything else, just getting A's. Just these letters on a piece of paper. Kyltii and I fell victim to this. We became perfectionists and were extremely stressed out about our grades. It's not just us, millions of American students have this exact same perfectionist mindset. Studies show that 80% of college students base their value on their grades.
But Virus, aren't many school systems like this?
Yeah, okay, Americans are stupid, it's hopeless. And social media is to blame. Right? No, that's only half the story. American schools constantly blame social media for this crime. They just have all these lessons against social media, and they act like that's the only thing that creates stress. They don't address their own issues. They even have lessons against malware. Come on, what did I do? And another thing, when we grow up and get fat, we will choose jobs that we love, so we will have fun. Unless you get bad grades and can only work at fast food, at which AI will inevitably replace you. So why can't we have fun getting to that age and maturity in school? It makes less sense than skibbity Kiat race from Ohio. So yeah, America gets a C tier above China. C for stupid.
Wait, Virus? Stupid starts with an S. You can probably see where we were coming from with this. If this school system isn't even the worst, but it was bad enough for 2 delusional 13-year-olds to start a movement against the school system in all countries. You know, it is just crazy. But enough with that, let's move on to the next country. Similar to the relationship between China and South Korea, we are adding this one more to make this more into a video. Now let's return to good old Google Gemini again for a base. Describe Canada's school system in a short paragraph.
Canada's education system is decentralized, with each province and territory responsible for its own curriculum and standards. Public education is generally free and funded by taxes. The system typically includes elementary, secondary, and post-secondary levels. While there's a focus on academic subjects, there's also an emphasis on extracurricular activities, arts, and physical education.
It is similar to the United States, except it is generally free. There is also more autonomy, with each province giving its own curriculums to its students to suit their needs best. And because Canada has a bizarre population density situation, it seems to work pretty well. Besides that, it's a bit boring since we already discussed a similar system.
Seems that Canadian schools are everything American schools want to be. I'm gonna give these schools a B tier. B for effort! Alas, it seems no country is born perfect. Except, of course... Wait, hang on a second, it's meant to be a surprise. Never mind, let's hear from Kyltii again.
But now it is time for the last country, with the best system without a doubt in our minds. You saw Finland as an example in this video's thumbnail to show what a good system is and to contrast the insane South Korean system. Finland's system is definitely the best in the world, so let us prove it to you. Let's explain this in order of when students will encounter them as they grow up. A student first starts going to school at age 7, and then the first teacher they have, they will stay with that teacher for 6 more years. Sounds like a fantasy, right?
But what if the teacher sucks, dog?
First of all, random inexplicable nerd voice, never say that again. And secondly, no, because getting a good Finnish teacher isn't gambling.
Let's go gambling!
It's a guarantee. Because Finnish teachers are specially selected and highly paid, so they work hard to be there and are passionate about their job, unlike some teachers from other countries. Finland doesn't prioritize transforming their kids into robots. Instead, students are taught how to survive in the modern world, where we need fewer robots and more humans. Self-expression and passion are a higher priority too. It's no wonder that Finland has, as previously mentioned, a 7.74 happiness index score, making it the happiest country in the world. Finland also has the world's lowest difference between the worst scoring kids' test scores and the highest scoring test scores, so their teaching methods are proven to be extremely effective and to work for nearly everybody, if not everybody, period.
This is a no-brainer. This is easy. Finland is an easy S tier. Puts all other countries to shame. Finland is that guy, the guy that all the different countries want to be.
I agree with Virus. Why can't all countries' systems be like this? I said, why can't all countries' systems be like this? You see, that was meant to be a cue to transition to the next section. For more context, we recommend checking out the first video on this channel. It isn't the absolute best, but it will give you an idea of what we plan to do with this movement. Our main plan with the school system in all countries is to see whose system is the best and shape as many other countries' school systems to be like that one. In this case, it's definitely Finland if you haven't already picked that up. Now before we make this video too long, let's conclude with the final section. Help us on this journey, share this video with your friends. After that, check out our other videos on this channel, especially the first one. Maybe even hit the subscribe button. Follow us on TikTok at TeamFTROTFG to see similar content. You can also join the Discord server. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching and listening to the end of this video through our insanity. We wish you a good day. Say bye, Virus.
Wait, hang on a second. Is it the end of the video?